Hello and welcome to my ranking of Uncharted. So this ranking will include all of the PS3 and 4 games and the new movie. And let's just get right into it. My number 6 is the Uncharted movie starring Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Now I like this movie. If you haven't seen my review, I've been waiting for this movie for 12 years, ever since I played Uncharted 2 Among Thieves for the very first time. I've been wanting to see this movie. And much of it was good. I liked all the references and callbacks to the games, and I love there's a cameo in here. I won't spoil it, but I love that cameo. I think the action is incredible. I think there are some amazing set pieces. But I do not like this reinterpretation, reimagination of the world. I don't like the lack of trust there is between the characters and these new dynamics between the characters. I didn't care too much for that. Now, as said, I still enjoyed it, and I think Antonio Banderas is perfect casting as an Uncharted villain. That was all amazing, but it does, unfortunately, because of the quality of the games, come in last place. In fifth is Uncharted 1 Drake's Fortune, or just Uncharted Drake's Fortune. This was actually the last game I ever played. As said, I started in 2010 with Among Thieves, and then after playing The Lost Legacy, I finally got around to buying and playing Drake's Fortune. And this is the game that scared me the most. Now, from here on in, I'm gonna like not really care that much for spoilers. So if you haven't played the games, stop watching, go play the games, come back in like a week's time when you're done and see the rest of the video. When the zombies start to show up, or the Spaniards who's been infected, I was genuinely scared. I remember the first time playing this game, I was at this gaming event where I was just I remember screaming at one point because I got so frightened. Um, there are some jump scares that scared the shit out of me, and this whole sequence with the zombies and everything, it just got me. And I just think the game is amazing. I mean, I love the villains. I love the personal ties that Gabriel Roman has to Sully, and the whole Sully fake out death and stuff like that. I think that, or not fake out, but that he's revealed to be alive. I love that whole thing. I love the story. I love the hunt for El Dorado. I love the one location, the one location aspect of it as well. It's just I've got more love for the others. In fourth is Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. I've heard some people complain a little bit about the fact that they move around a lot and stuff like that. That's never been an issue for me. I love this game with all of my heart. I think I played through Among Thieves like 20, 30 times before I finally got this third game, and I thought it was incredible. I love how Elena is incorporated, and she doesn't really have the biggest role, but I love the time she gets, and I love the traveling, and I think this I have to watch out for what I'm saying, but I think the some of the big action set pieces in this are some of the best, if not the best, of the franchise. I think the plane sequence and the convoy and the ship sequence with the ship sinking, and the whole "See you in hell, Habibi" line. I think that is incredible, and it looks spectacular. I love this, and I love the. This is the Sully death that I actually believed. That might have something to do with the fact that I didn't play this first game until I'd played all the rest. But I think even if I hadn't, I wouldn't have believed that he was actually dead. He seemed too important. But I actually genuinely got sad when Sully was shot, and the revelation he was still alive was just they pulled that off incredibly. Number three for me is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I think I've got this a little bit higher than pretty much everyone else, but I loved this game. I was shocked that it was as short as it is, but I remember sitting down, starting to play this on a day where I was ill, and I think I spent like 6 hours. Then I was done, and I restarted it immediately. I love this game. I love that it at times it feels much more like open world sort of. It feels like more of an open world sort of game. You get a little bit of that with a Thieves End, but not to the extent that the Lost Legacy does it. I think the Lost Legacy is an incredible game. I think normally when you take a side character from a movie or a game and make that side character the main character, it doesn't work. But there's just something about Chloe. Chloe is such an incredible and complex character that getting to dive a little bit deeper and have an adventure with her was just incredible. And I love the dynamic and the friendship and the mistrust between her and Nadine and how that all played out and how that developed. I thought it was incredible. I loved the story. I'm a Christian, so I don't know that much about other religions, but I was so intrigued with this story and this religion. Number two for me. Now this should probably be number one because it's the first game I played. It's the game I've played the most. It's Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Now, at this point, I think I probably played through this game from start to finish 50 times at least. I love Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. It just set a standard for what games and storytelling within games can do. I mean, that opening sequence is some of the most incredible. It is the most incredible experience I've ever had with a game. It is so intense and visually stunning, and just the fact that a brain could come up with this idea was just fascinating to me, and how the whole story plays out with then like halfway through the game you get back to the train and have to do it again because now you've learned the story that goes behind that particular sequence. I just think it's incredible. I love Zoran Lazarevic as the villain. I love Harry Flynn as this guy that in the beginning he's just cool, and then he backstabs him and he's just this dick, and I just love it. I love the voice cast. I love the new characters with Chloe and, as I said, Harry Flynn, and I just think the game as a whole is amazing. But coming in at number one is Uncharted 4: A Thieves End. What is there to say about this game that hasn't been said already? It's a perfect game. There is no mistakes made within this game. The story is the most compelling of all of the game, and the twist that Sam just walked out of the prison with Rafe's help, and there wasn't this big shootout and this big breakout, and he just completely that he just blatantly lied to Nathan Drake. It is, I think it might be one of the most shocking plot twists I've ever experienced. I was just completely engaged and completely surprised with this game and how good it is. And I love the addition of Sam and who he is and how he can't let this life go, no matter how much Nate tells him that, look, this isn't good for you. I just think it's an incredible story. It's the best animation so far. I'm saying so far. I'm still like crossing my heart, hoping that we're gonna get some new games. I think there are still so many stories to tell in this franchise, and this game is it's just perfect. There's not really much more to say about it. If you like what you saw, this is what I want to do on this channel. I want to watch movies, I want to watch TV shows, and I want to rank pretty much everything I can think of to rank, and I want to bring it to you guys. Now, games is normally what I want to talk about, but I've just got this special love for Uncharted, and I wanted to do this. Within the next few days, I'm gonna post a villain ranking for Uncharted, and I'm gonna post my idea for an Uncharted movie, and how I think you can make an Uncharted movie within the world of Uncharted, and who to cast and stuff like that. If you want to see that, please consider clicking that subscribe button.